Okay, there's a teacher assistant, Mari, and she was a TA. That was my class that she died, and that was supposed to be my period. I was supposed to be there at that time. And I would talk to her, like, she was nice, outgoing, kind, always smiling, like, she seemed perfect, like, she knew what she wanted and where she wanted to be and what she wanted to do. And it's just so shitty that her life was taken her from like that, so selfishly taken from her. It just pisses me off, like. No one has a right to take another life. No one has a right to put a price on someone's head. It's inhumane, like, the things that happened in our school at that time. Like,
it's sad. I never thought that would happen in a small town. It just unexpected.
The Loche is home. I mean, it's pretty fucked up, but it's home. Shit happens, but we can't do anything about it.
Caught me by surprise. Called him my friend. Called him a brother. He almost shot my half-sister's mother. That made me hate him more than ever.
I remember the first week after it happened, I could still hear the cries and gunshots every time I would close my eyes. It was a hard time, like, I get a little anxiety attack even just thinking about it, like, my heart starts racing. It wasn't a good time.
The best remedy for those who are afraid, lonely, or unhappy is to go outside. Somewhere where they can be quiet, alone with the heavens, with nature. Because only then does one feel that all is as it should be amidst the simple beauty of nature. Nature brings solace in all troubles.
I knew Ears was, to be honest, Ears was like in this group, this man group that we got here, you know what I mean? He's one of the bros. Like, he went there, chilled out, and the day before the shooting, he took pictures with us. We took pictures and took a little video. He didn't smile in any of those pictures. Honest, nobody really knows why he did it. I don't know why he did it. Like, some people have breaking points, and he broke his point, I guess.
In the fall of 2016, I received an email from a teacher in the remote Dene community of Loche, Saskatchewan. Would I come north and take part in a canoe trip with 8 of her students, a collective they called the Man Group? Her sole intention was to promote healing after the tragic shooting. There was no other agenda. I've done hundreds of wilderness trips with students, but none of those could have prepared me for the profound nature of this experience. Virginia Beebe was the teacher that contacted me. In short, she loved these young men and was seeking to help them in any way she could. Reconnecting to the land their ancestors traveled, hunted, and fished on should be a powerful way to remind the boys who they are and where they came from. and just maybe, show them where they could go.
Most of these boys are just all failing school, you know what I mean? Like, there's about 8 of us. Nobody's really dedicated into school. We all skip, just walk around the hallways and just do our little things, you know what I mean? So we go into this group, just mostly all the bros. And we started talking about stuff, what we would do as a group. So this got thrown out at us and do this portage thing. So most of the bros were like down and we're like already pumped, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, my grandpa went on this trip before. Like, I used to go on this trip a lot, hunting, everything, just living off the land. So I wanted to try, I wanted to see firsthand what he went through.
I thought it was a good chance to reconnect with my ancestral roots and the culture. In my hometown, my generation and further generations are drifting apart away from the culture to the point that they're losing their language.
That's why we wanted to do this. So like to just show how tough it was for our ancestors that did it back then. Like nothing was easy, you know what I mean? So that's why we decided to do this, so we can challenge ourselves and have a stronger mindset for stuff that comes up to us.
It was their way of living, and it's still our way of living, so that's why we're out here. And I thought, who knows when's the next chance for me to do this kind of thing, right? So I took the first chance I got to do this, and I was down to go, especially with all my friends here.
Long before Survivorman, I took, thousands of kids out into the wilderness. These boys here from Loche, they're just teenage boys, man. Almost men. No different than a bunch of guys the same age from LA, or New York, Toronto, or England. It doesn't matter. What they've had to endure and experience at their school, they're going through everything exactly the same as any other kid would. Yet because they're so far in remote northern Saskatchewan, they get forgotten in terms of assistance, help, and compassion. Yet they're no less in need of it than any other person anywhere on this planet that's had to experience a tragedy like these boys did at their school. The boys have zero experience canoeing, no experience in remote camping or wilderness travel. Yet this journey, this canoe trip, which begins at Lloyd Lake and continues down the Clearwater River for over 100 miles, is based on the traditions of their own heritage. It'll be no picnic. And the first challenge is to get across a large lake against powerful headwinds. So the elder, Ron, who is here to head up the trip, brought tobacco. It's a pretty well-known tradition of a lot of Aboriginal peoples to make offerings to the natural world, to the Great Spirit, to whomever, for safe passage. It's a showing of respect in the natural world and a connection to the spirit of it. Can't be a bad thing, especially when you're about to cross a lake. It's that big, it's this windy. You want to show a little respect. Not all of the boys would honor the moment. Some kept the tobacco to smoke, or simply threw it away. And in a spiritual sense, it would set up our next few days to be much tougher than it hoped for.
A lot of kids, they don't go out at all. Before, like I said, they used to go out when my dad was doing it. And we used to have a lot of young people that were struggling in town, and they're not, all of them are not going to be graduating and have a career. When the kids are struggling, this open up their eyes. They see what really life is all about. It's not just city life, and they could have a combination of both.
It normally takes a couple of days for the mind and body of a wilderness traveler to get in rhythm with the flow of nature. And whether caused by not taking the tobacco ceremony seriously or not, the reality is we are unable to escape strong lake headwinds, making every paddle stroke hard work. Every hour of paddling is drudgery so far.
I know, craziest place to camp ever. Well, I guess the boys are about to learn a lesson. Like I said, just like any group of young men, we were almost around the last point. We've been against an incredible headwind for many, many hours. And the last point's right in front of us, not far at all. I'm saying maybe a half a kilometer, not far. And we get around that point and we home free. We get to this section here, though. I was back quite a ways, and they started arguing with the native elder Ron and just whining. Fine, okay. And so we pulled over just short of the finish line in the stupidest spot ever for camping. So let's go see how the boys are doing. Oh, great. It's nice and buggy in here. Perfect.
I think we're on an anthill, man. I think we're on an anthill.
No, bro, there's no ants in the moss.
Bro, you're so fucking wrong right now.
You're on
ants right now.
Where's there?
Anthill rock.
Look at this.
Oh. Well, let's move 5 feet that way. But
Who told you when? No, not
we're
for this.
gonna make it over there.
We'll make farther.
Why did we stop here in the first place?
Huh?
Why didn't we keep going?
What?
Because my boat was half full of water and I was soaking wet.
You know, we were like right around the corner, right? That last point, after that point, it was all downhill, like the winds at our back from there on.
Well, tomorrow morning, I'll
Hey.
wake you guys up at 7 o'clock. Like what I do.
7 o'clock. We'll wake you up.
Think you'll be up at 7?
No, I'll be sleeping.
Yeah, I know.
I'll catch up.
I know. You guys are sleeping at 6:30.
Oh man, we could have been in a big, huge campsite tonight.
Yeah. We could have been down the river.
Isn't that where they went walking to?
No. The point that we didn't paddle to, that point right there. We were right there, around that point. We just like we got it's all down, like we go downwind from there. The wind pushes us down, right to a campsite.
But
It's chilly out there.
we got this thing now.
We lost Lyron's boat, and Rob and.
What do you mean we lost them?
Well, they're not here yet. They had to pull over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be in them? Pretty sure just natural.
You think you should be mad?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty mad because we got a guide for a reason.
Yeah.
The guide's just going
Just left their group. It's going at its own pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you got a point there. I'm not going to argue with that one on you.
Let's go at a group pace.
I don't know. Boy's got a point, actually. Group's not really staying together. And it shows you whether you're a group of people from a remote northern Saskatchewan community or you're from New York City. Either way, group dynamics really matter, and staying together really matters. We've actually got 2 canoes that have not made it in yet. They had to pull over, so it's not good. I'm soloing all this, so I've been soloing hard against the wind. Had to get some help from one of the other canoes. I'm the only one in a solo canoe. Not a good thing on a big windy lake when you're windbound. All right. Well, here we are for the night. Good experience for them.
The wind continues, unrelenting. You paddle 3 strokes, but get pushed back 1, and on it goes for hours. All the while, the wind whips fresh, cold northern water into your face and soaks your clothing. But with each stroke, your spirit is exercised just a little. Nature infuses the reality of meaningful existence into your psyche, seeking to strengthen your spirit, to remake you anew, and to present you another day of living with the choice of what to do with it. The boys could sense the challenge was at hand, and you could feel their desire to take control of their own existence.
We are junior survivors here on the next episode of Survivor Boys. Day 2 on Lloyd Lake. We are going to the mouth
the Clearwater River tomorrow. Look at that beautiful. Right now we got a beautiful sunset here. Lots to enjoy. Good bros. Good night.
It's beating me. It's really beating me. As a person, as a man. But hey, this is what it's for. You get your mind right, get your mindset right. Mind headstrong. This way you come in strong. Right, boys?
That's fucking right, man.
How is it for you, Lauren?
For me, yeah, it's pretty tough. Hard work. Boys piss me off. It's going offside. Mainly arguing all the way. Nearly tipped 2 times.
Got tired, got weak, and got wet and had to set up fire. Now me and the boys just sleeping outside, chilling, munching out on some trail mix. And that's how it is, I guess.
Well, day 2 of the big trip. Me and the boys are just aching today, absolutely sore. All of us couldn't even barely set up camp. But now that we're all settled in here, relaxed, and had something to eat, I feel a lot better. Day 3 is tomorrow, big paddle coming up. Hopefully make it down the river a little bit. Got a little makeshift tent here out of this tarp. So it was a pretty good experience. I like it.
All the game.
Haven't really been out in the wilderness for 8 days, I guess. All the way, no civilization, basically. But having fun. All the boys are having fun. Tomorrow should be an even better day.
My grandma raised me when I was newborn. My mom tried to give me away when she was drunk. And my grandma took me and she raised me for 19 years.
I never met my dad. It's my mom, my auntie, my sister.
My dad and my mom split up when I was just a little baby, not even probably a year old. So my mom took my brothers and I was left. I was like a little sick baby the first time here, so I was left with my grandparents. And like a lot of stuff happened throughout those years. Got shot in the eye with a pellet gun, point blank, and never really knew my mom and my brothers and my sisters.
I grew up with my grandma, and then she passed away about 6 years ago. And then, like, ever since then, I grew up with my mom, but she wasn't really always around, like, as much as my grandma was. So, like, I was always with my grandma every day, and then once I moved in with my mom, she was always gone, so it was, like, me and my sister, basically. So, like, my sister raised me, like, as a young teen. So it was just, like, me and her, and she was young, too, you know what I mean? She was still a teenager. Still young, like, 16, 17, and I was, like, 13 or whatever. So, we kind of had it rough growing up. Like, one time, my mom just went away for real long, and we didn't know where she was, so we just accepted it, you know what I mean? And then we just found our own way. And then she came back. She said she was working, but, like, she didn't tell us or anything.
My dad, he lives in reserve, has a family of his own now. Got, like, two nieces, Sienna and... I don't even remember the other one. I barely see him.
Do you see your dad at all?
Sometimes. He comes by every once in a while. And when I walk in the streets, if I see him there, I just stop and say hi. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
See how he's doing, everything.
Right now, we're just waiting out the storm here. The wind's pretty strong. White caps all over. Me and Brad and Sean and Donald made a little fire over there. We found a little nice camping spot. Better than sitting on the moss.
Right now I'll show you what the lake is looking like. As you can see, and we gotta make it all the way across. All the way across over there. That's where the mouth of the river is. So right now we're just chilling, waiting for all this to die down. Once that goes, we'll be hitting the lake.
The peace of nature will flow into you as sunshine flows into trees. Winds will blow their own freshness into you and storms their energy, while cares will drop off like autumn leaves.
Me and the boys here just made camp, just pulled up to shore about an hour ago. We were waiting for the wind to die down, but that didn't work out, so now we're cooking fish. This is Sean, Brad, Austin. There's my bro, Lyron. Right now we're just setting up camp here, laying down some branches for the bed.
Oh yeah, good night bed.
Soon we'll be ready to call it quits after we eat that fish. Today was a pretty solid day. Kayaking straight and canoeing straight in the wind. It's all right though. Got a pretty decent camp set up here, me and the bros. Living right in the wild, as you can see here. All the way around us is pure bush. We're sleeping in some tarps. Right now we're cooking some fish. It's mostly gray all day. Not really much movement going on. Just moved from point to point, basically around the corner and set up camp. Too strong to paddle through it, not enough experience. This is what we sleep in every day so far. A little tarp mansion.
The Loche is where my roots began, right? So I'm always gonna have a connection to it. Even if when I grow older and move away, if I have kids, I'm gonna bring them back to the Loche. I want them to grow up where I grew up.
How come?
Because I know it's safer in my smaller community than it is in the city. Like, in my small community, we don't really have that much things to worry about. I mean, just recently with the tragedy, that's like the worst thing that's happened in a long time in the little community.
I don't know, La Loche is a beautiful, beautiful town, eh? A small, beautiful town.
I used to live here in the Loche as a kid, and then I moved away and lived in the city. And like I used to miss it, and then the feeling just went away of missing the Loche, because I kind of thought I wouldn't come back. Thought I'd just live in the city, and then I came up here to visit like 4 years ago, and then I never left. So I guess it's my home now.
So much drama every day, and it's not really much to do over there. Usually just say hi, go to a friend's house, sit there and chat. Sometimes they don't want to chat, so you're alone, mostly isolated.
For me, it's just, got nothing to do. I just want to graduate and get out.
To be honest, La Loche changed, and it's never gonna go back to how it ever was again, because something really big happened. Like that changed us for life.
It's like this since yesterday too, so we're going across here, you'll be drifted way back there. And we'll have a little bit of tailwind, so maybe that would help us. You know what you're doing.
Sending a beer.
Okay, so I was sitting on a tree. I was dropping a load, and I heard some branches cracking down over there, and I wasn't minding it because I thought it was one of the other boys. And then as I was continuing what I was doing, I turned to the right and I see a big black bear. So I sat there and wondered, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna pull up and run or wipe and run? So I wiped and then I ran.
Each night, Virginia organized a sharing circle. It was all about expressing gratitude, sharing and strengthening each other.
So if I could have all the young men on this side of the circle and then all the adults on this side, and we'll go from oldest to youngest, and again oldest to youngest.
I really enjoy the time out here that I'm spending with my friends, especially without no interruptions like your cell phone or anything. Being out here is like, I don't know, gotta learn to trust one another and not really depend, but just work as a team.
Thankful for the smoke that I just got. Thankful for food, everything. Bros, chilling out.
I'm thankful for that we put this whole trip together and got us out for this experience that we've never experienced. And I'm grateful for all the people that are here and helping out and giving us support. I'm grateful that this is going to be a great memory and I have a great story that from today that I can tell to my kids or grandkids one day. But I just miss the privacy and comfort of my own bathroom.
I'm thankful for everything. Thankful for this trip and everything you do. You make this trip happen.
Grateful that Les Stroud made it out here to take this trip with us.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know what I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything. I'm gonna sit and done.
Yeah.
Sinien or others say, Sequel so other than a god. Don't see it out the Nahi. Ana would cute us. Then about doing it, the no one on Tere don't be Johnny the Shia. Sequel see the donuts is a tiny belt. See, I was lucky. Tiny seven Nania. So you didn't anti Johnny on to the Shiana to the Hurik on Burkwood the room. Don't did you see it is a cute bayou. Hot Hado now Tia. On never but only has a zeshin. Who's a question is here? Se need a ele. Salurut that the last one is a tardy on to say Quihel. Palandin kid in a high school at or reserve school at or Milas who didn't listen. Who's a no new daily big tune on it and they your rest on the a collie and the rest are it and a henny. You can't be doing it as in near the dinner. Invited to you no holiday on it, only a tino on it. A extra out he daily, usually daily the holiday or you encourage you can't go to Mila. A sea did not kill a sea by it, no good as per her on it. Oh, by so in there, a high yaw shoot today, or really. And don't get the Shia.
Earth and sky, woods and fields, lakes and rivers, the mountains and the sea are excellent schoolmasters and will teach you more than you can ever learn from books.
Everybody's so close. Everybody you see is your cousin, your family member, your friend, you know what I mean? You know everybody there, so it's kind of hard to believe for something that deadly to happen there.
5 years ago, I almost lost my life. I got stabbed twice in the school, and I was like 15. It made me realize how much life means to me. Because before that, everything was just like a joke. And then as a kid, going through that, it's traumatizing. So it made me realize a lot of real stuff, what's important. So basically, I don't really care for drugs and alcohol.
Loche is just basically drinking, smoking weed, and people talking about each other, and the cycle never ends, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just isolated myself from that, because I don't like drinking. Like, I don't gossip, you know what I mean? I hate gossiping. Like, I'm not a judgmental person, you know what I mean?
It's not really fun. It's fun, but it's lots to do, but everybody's always doing drugs and alcohol. Nobody's really down to do anything. Either cell phones or drugs and alcohol. That's all there is.
Today was a rough day. Had the waves beating us. But it didn't stop us, right, Lyron?
That's right.
Yeah. Out here, trying to make it back to the Loche.
Canoe filled up with fucking water. Really getting mad. Yeah, but we still made it. Not made it, but still going. Having a good time. Sleep in this homemade tent. In the sleeping bags. But on my back's like a rock. So yeah, ready for tomorrow.
Right now we're just in a little makeshift camp we made here. We actually came across someone's camp area, an old one, maybe some hunters or something. Anyways, we decided to camp there for the night, set up this little tarp mansion. Now all of us are gonna have a little bite to eat and head her to bed.
You wanna buy this?
Wake up early in the morning and head across the road, the street, the lake. Good night. Edit.
Me and the boys here just finished paddling from where we left off. Leaving as a group. There's BB and her hubby. There's MC and Ren. Darius and Speech. And then there's me and Brad, the leaders. Day 4 of the big journey. Coming in hot to Clearwater Rapids. No stopping now.
The boys have pushed through the winds and not given up. The river gives them currents in their favor, so spirits begin to strengthen. Confidence seeps into their words. But Mother Earth is not yet done with her teaching. Wilderness travel is not for the timid. It's not the meek who shall inherit the earth. It's the strong who will deserve it. They don't yet have the technical skills required to paddle down treacherous stretches of rapids, and so they must echo the traditions of their own history and carefully navigate their way through the wilderness. No one said this was going to be easy.
I'm reconnecting to my ancestral roots. I'm doing physical work. Stuff around, like, I'm making my mind strong. Like, even not running with a bear. Like, if I had a weak mind, I would have just ran right away as soon as I saw it. But I just sat there and watched it.
A couple of days ago, I just wanted to give up. But then, if I give up, I'm not going home. Yeah, I'm not giving up because I want to see my grandparents again.
Pretty fun out here, no cell phone or nothing.
Why is that good?
Because I'm always on it.
Why?
I don't know, it's addicting, I guess. Just looking at shit.
And what's it feel like to be off of it?
It feels pretty good, actually.
Why?
I'm not even thinking about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I'm out here, I don't really think about anything. Just don't worry about the time or what day it is. Don't worry about anything like that. I just find it peaceful out here, just calm.
One of the things that I was talking to the boys, you know, it says, you can't seem to wait to go back home, but I said, what's there for you? You know, you're gonna go back to that same stuff. Sure, you're gonna miss your family, but think of it as a gift. Some people are paying lots of dollars just to be out here. You're invited, so you can make a difference in choices, because a lot of time we miss this cultural thing. When I was a kid, I used to get taken right after school back to Clearwater, and there was a place that we used to hang out. And I remember just like, it was so beautiful and it's so peaceful. We could stay there all summer, and Dad would do the hunting, fishing, and Mama would make dry meat and dry fish. We could stay there all summer long until school started. And that's how I know that, you know, it may seem hard, but when their parents start doing these kind of things, a lot of them would probably say, well, you know, it's peaceful and it's possible that they can make a difference in their lives. So I see that it's, you know, it's a good thing that you start doing it again.
Rob, lean down. Right across. Just like that. Always lean downstream, because the current coming down will grab you. It's scary to do so, but it's effective. Now this is a tough set coming up though, I think.
As for me, I come alive in nature. I need no reason for being out here. When I'm here, I don't think about society. I spend my days dazzled by the beauty of it all. The wind on my face and the splash of water on my skin make this my place of healing. It was two of the teachers, Mac and Melendez, that dumped in the rapids. And let's face it, there's nothing more fun for a student than to watch their teacher pull a fail.
Holy fuck!
Humiliating for the teacher, exhilarating for the student.
Yeah, look at what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to paddle the rock over to the boat.
Oh, the fucking rain sound on there. Knocked on us. Fuck.
Absolutely treacherous.
I made my way up to the overturned canoe for some old-school canoe rescue. Water pressure like this can trap you against a rock and flip you backwards, breaking your leg and taking your life in a matter of seconds. It's a healthy reminder that nature will always be in charge.
We just finished 8 hours of canoeing. We passed some rapids, and then we set camps up. It's about 6 o'clock now. Yeah, it's been a breeze. It's been hard. Really glad that we pushed through and we got through. 8 boys did this, man. We're out here. We're gonna make it home.
I know a few things what they do around here, but I want to know more. I want to cut fish, like tracking. I want to learn how to track. Remember my tracks, where I came from, where I coming from, and all that.
So it seems like outdoor skills from your past, your culture, and that might have a good way of at least breathing some life into existence in the Loche.
Yeah, because if I learn how to do this, and if I keep my career as a mentor, one day I could be doing this, you know? I'll be the elder.
Going down this river and all that, like the portage and everything, it felt real good for me. Like, I don't know, I just think like, oh yeah, lots of people went through here once upon a time, did the same thing that I was doing, struggled like how I was struggling, learned stuff like how I was learning. So it felt good, you know what I mean? I liked it. It was tough, but like I'll do it again because I like it. I don't know why I didn't really understand it as younger, but that's probably just because I didn't care. But now that I care, it's like, I just look around and I feel happy.
Nobody's really stressing because there's nothing to stress about. No Facebook, no nothing, no drinking, no trouble, you know what I mean? So we just chilled out, just nobody really cares. But some bros are at points that they snap, and it gets funny, we just laugh about it at night.
The opportunity just started opening up. I mean, look, you're here. It's an opportunity. It sprung up and you came. This opportunity sprung up and I came. Now look at where we are. We're both sitting here. Yeah.
Lie down by the side of the trail and remember it all. The woods do that to you. They always look familiar, long lost, like the face of a long-dead relative, like an old dream, like a piece of forgotten song drifting across the water. Most of all, like the golden eternities of past childhood, and all the living and all the dying, and the heartbreak that went on 1,000,000 years ago. And the clouds as they pass overhead seem to testify by their own lonesome familiarity to this feeling.
Even though this river historically is a huge part of the Dene culture, as well as the Cree, the Métis, the Voyageurs, but certainly the Dene. These boys have not ever paddled this river. They've not seen it, they've not been on it. They have relatives who have been out here, but they haven't. I've always found that one of the greatest misunderstandings of youth and wilderness travel. It's assumed that if people live in the north, that they must be out in the bush all the time. And yet, that's not what happens. Because of that assumption, nobody takes them out. There's a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol in the town. Yep, it's kind of a cliche now because it's everywhere. Somewhere in their past is broken home, somewhere in their past is generally some violence, somewhere in their past or present is a lot of drugs and alcohol. And that presents quite a challenge for learning how to deal with PTSD when you're, oh my gosh. I just watched a hawk swoop down and catch a small songbird off a bush limb. I've never seen that before. Ah, nature. And this is why we're out here, to bring these boys out into this nature. My mission has always been to connect people to the land, connect people to nature. This river trip with these young 8 Dene men is an opportunity to do just that, to show them a little slice of nature and the potential that they can connect to it.
just set up camp here past the rapids. Here's our little tarp tent. My bro Ren already sleeping. He had a hard day paddling. Him and Austin over there were arguing all day about food, how hungry they are.
For real.
Now we're finally cooking. There's my bro Brad. There's one of my good friends, MC, all hungry and angry because he can't see me. Good old munchies. Nice little area we got here. It's kind of shitty that the forest burnt. Oh yeah. And tomorrow we are heading down there.
Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the winds long to play with your hair.
Day 6 in the morning. All the boys are pretty grumpy because they're all wet. There's my bro Speedy, Austin Lee, MC, Sean. There's Mac. MC Austin Lee. There's my bro Sean, my bro Darius.
It's recording?
Yeah. And there's me. Got up at 5. Fucking big. What the fuck is that? Oh, just a little piece of dirt. But having fun with the boys. Our fucking little tent over there got soaked.
These people have learned not from books, but in the fields, in the woods, on the riverbank. Their teachers have been the birds themselves when they sang to them, the sun when it left a glow of crimson behind it at setting, the very trees and wild herbs.
Yeah, now he's cool, eh?
The Portage Trail is the unsung hero of the opening up of this country by explorers. The first peoples of Canada showed the voyageurs how to get across this vast land. The strength it required, the bumps and bruises, sweat and slipping, the mosquitoes that bite your hands while you hold up the canoe. They're all a part of reminding you how human you are. And when you travel as a group, the Portage serves to establish how well the team works together.
This is what you have to do. This is part of the deal. I'm pretty sure our ancestors didn't just take their own canoes up by themselves.
Look, Mendez, everybody helped carry each other's boat up.
Except for you.
Except for you and Mac. You guys just sat here and waited.
You guys need to I'm not here to carry your shit.
You're not there, but you're help.
Boys, it's done.
Do you remember the old movie called The Dirty Dozen? Well, there's a scene in it where the prisoners rebel all as one against the commander, yet he loves it because it showed unity.
Being out here is not going to go as you want. You know, if there's a group, there's going to be somebody that's going to be disappointing you and say, well, you're going to chew their heads off. But calm down. You know, life is life. You know, you just don't jump at people because you're not happy with what they're doing. Maybe they're just teaching you. I said, these teachers are out here helping you. They didn't come from the lodge. They have to come from out of town. And I said, look at it that way. Maybe you one day graduate and finish your school, you're going to become a teacher and you're going to be doing the same thing somewhere. And you're going to be mad at the kids because you're not packing their gears, or you're just going to tell them the same thing. I said, pack your shit. You know, move on.
Boy, it was tough, uphill, climbing mountains. Hey, Speedy.
That's right.
Now we're just sitting here waiting for our food to boil.
Or the water to boil.
Our water to boil. Brad's sitting there doing nothing as usual.
Hey, yo, my nut. Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, bro.
1.4K up a steep hill. About 40 pounds on your back. Oh yeah, it was hell. It took a couple of hours, but we're past it now. How you feeling, meaty, after that portage?
Feel good, man.
That's good. How about you, Ronnie? How you feel?
No complaints.
How about you, Sean? How do you feel after that portage?
Feel good.
And you, Lee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about you, Les? How you feel after that portage?
What portage? I ran the rapids.
How does Ren feel after that portage?
Huh?
How do you feel after that portage?
I feel better.
Buddies are about to go swimming in this cold ass river. Gonna record it. Whoa!
Cold, boy.
Thurston, exactly as I said it. That's why I grabbed the camera.
Let's take point, bro. Fucking cold though.
Washed my hair in the water. Pretty cold. These guys pretty crazy. Trying to go swimming in there. Oh, there goes B-Rat again!
cross. Cross in a rock.
Oh! Oh! There's Sina! There's Sina!
I'm going back. There's Sina back. Once I'm going back, I can't keep myself. Bro, you're coming back, right? All right, bro.
Ooh, Ren's little Anook shook. Anook tuk shook. Easy. I was supposed to build a big one, but Brad kind of wrecked it. It was right here, and he tried to put a hat on it, I think. All these big old parts here are all part of a big giant rock statue. I think Brad thought he was building a snowman.
Me and my friend were doing laps, just walking around the school. Like I had a feeling. My friend asked me, "Let's go another round." He said, "No, let's go to the gym." I told him just right when I walked into the gym, just like I had a feeling, because when you're walking to the gym and the commons is right here, just like right like. So I took this path and went to the gym and just started here and shooting.
Where was the shooting?
Just in the commons, in the building main area. So I just followed my teacher into the bathroom. He locked the first door, locked the second door. It was just like the whole school was moving. It was scary that time.
How has it affected you? Or has it affected you since then, or did you write it off?
Not really affected, but when I hear something loud, that's the only part that affects me, because I get scared.
I saw kids running back, like from the back trail all the way to the skate park without no shoes, yeah? And I was like I was listening to music, I couldn't hear what they were saying, yeah? And like I took one earbud off, and this kid told me there's a kid with a shotgun in the school. I didn't believe him at first, so I walked back to school. And I saw like vehicles everywhere, you know what I mean? And it's like, as soon as I was walking, I saw a pile of blood. And then that's when I started to believe it.
Right here's the school, and there's a brown house right here. I was at the end of the fence right there, me and my girlfriend. And I fucking heard gunshots, people were running. Then I heard like 5 more shots inside. I was like, I don't know. It was like, what the fuck moment. Pretty scary, man.
I heard one of my bros got shot that I was hanging out with them. The day before that, we were just chilling out. We spent all day together, and we were like, tomorrow afternoon, we'll chill out. I'll meet you at the school. You'll meet me at the doors. And she was waiting for me at the doors, the main doors, when she got shot. And I just ran there. I ran to the hospital. I seen her get strolled by. Just face just went point blank. just got mad. They couldn't let me in the hospital, couldn't give me any news. I didn't know what's going on. Started kicking the door, punching the sliding door so they could open it for me, but they didn't open it. And seen bodies started coming in. And I was just like, holy fuck, I was like, this is too unreal.
The guy who did it, before that day, we were hanging out. Let's say this, with the camera, taking pictures, interviews. Before that day, it was like this. And then...
I don't know, after that, it was just, I just went on with my day. You know what I mean? It didn't really affect me. Not at all. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
I was in a group chat with him, the one who did it. Yeah. Seeing the messages.
What did you think? Like, how did...
I didn't believe it at first until I seen it. Not seen it, but yeah, I knew what happened after.
How did it affect you?
Pretty bad.
My girlfriend at the time, she inboxed me and she was like, someone shot up the school, and then, like, I didn't believe her because it's hard to believe, you know what I mean? Like, especially in a small community, it's hard to believe. So I was like, no way, who? And then she told me who it was, Ears. And I was like, my friend Ears. She was like, yeah. And I was like, no way. So, like, we had a group chat, so I checked that. And I was just scrolling because I had no internet at the time, so I was just scrolling real far up that chat, and then I seen the conversation of what happened. And, like, what he all said.
What Ear said?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Like, at first, it was like, I'm not having fun or something like that. It's not fun for me or something like that. And then he's like, I just killed 2 people. He's like, Dane and Lil are dead. I'm going to the school. And then that was it. That was the last messages he said.
He texted that?
Yeah, like in a group chat.
Yeah.
Like Facebook Messenger.
So you knew Ears?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Man Group. He was gonna be here with us, but that all happened.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the people that he shot?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think, how did it affect you? I mean, you obviously had to come back. You were in Meadow Lake, but you had to come back. How did it affect you?
My brother is in the making of the Inukshuk he wrecked for me.
Here's that rock.
Straight.
There it is. There it is.
Nice. Kinda made it again. Not bad, eh?
Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. There is something infinitely healing in the repeated refrains of nature. The assurance that dawn comes after night and spring after winter.
Heck of a day. I've been actually spending my day. I've decided to go many miles ahead of the boys because I'm still paddling solo and I'm the only one paddling solo. So if I stay behind, I'm going to lag way behind. So every time they break, I just keep going. And on the way, I've been able to see a moose, and I just spooked up a huge black bear. He was he was just getting a drink of water, and he lifted his head up, and I mean, that head was a foot wide, I'm sure. And anyway, he took a look at me, and I moved a bit to get the camera and tried to get a shot of him, and then he sort of tromped off into the swamp. But so hopefully the boys are all coming behind me, and everything's great. This has really been quite an experience as far as taking the boys down this river, a very traditional river for the Dene people and for their ancestors, which is why so much of the talk with them and the communication with them is about their history, their ancestry. And paddling down this river just continues that line, one that's been running for no doubt hundreds, potentially thousands of years. What an incredible day. I've scared up snow geese and lots of Canada geese and all kinds of ducks and birds.
Okay, so I think it was me and Cole, and we had the same class, same time. So we had got to about this, like, around the commons. We were near a class, and I said, let's just, like, I don't know. I felt anxious, like, I felt something. I don't know what it was, but I was like, let's go for another walk. I said, let's go for another round around the school. And then right when we get near the commons again, near the main doors, in comes Ears. So he comes in, he looks around, and then he goes into the shoe area. And then I go up there, I say, sup, bro. I shake his hand, ask him what's wrong. He doesn't say nothing. And then I start going to the washroom, and then he walks outside, and my buddy Layton and my buddy Jackass, his name's Harry, but his nickname is Jackass. So Ears is outside, and so we all follow him out. And then I remember seeing him standing at the side of the truck. Both doors are open, and he was just standing there loading up his shotgun. And I don't know what happened in my head. Adrenaline and fear took over, and I just ran back inside, and I started warning people. I just started warning them, like. And then I was gonna run to the washroom in the commons, but I thought that was a pretty sketchy place to be. And then I ran back, and as soon as I passed the concrete wall, that's when the shots started firing. And then I'm still running down, warning people. And then there's two classes, there's two big classes. And then I was supposed to be in my science class at that time. And it's like these classes are, you come in, there's a hallway, and there's a big room, and they're just right beside each other. There's a sky roof, and it's quiet. You can hear the teachings on the other side. And so by the time that shooting was going on, so this is my classroom, but I was on the other side, right? And so as I'm sitting there, wondering if I'm gonna make it out alive or dead, shots are popping off. They're getting closer, and they're getting further, and to the point in the room right beside us that I was just telling you about. The first shot pops off, I hear cries. The second shot pops off, I hear screaming. And then another one pops off, and then, I don't know, it was all scary. Like, it was such a traumatic experience. No one should ever hear or see the things that we went through through that time. That should never, ever happen. No one should be pushed to that point that they feel that they should do that. It's just a bad time. The community was in sorrow. Everybody was grieving. It was just a sad day for the Loche.
Go to the woods if you wish to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if you could not learn what it has to teach, and not, when you came to die, discover that you had not lived.
just got to the campground. Feeling pretty good after a relaxing day of paddling. Here we got Rob and Mac fishing. Got the bros in our campsite. How you feeling after that day of canoeing?
It wasn't even bad, my bro.
And you, B-Rad?
It was good.
And you, Speech?
It was good. Had a good talk on the way here. Conversation, laughs, singing songs all the way.
How about you, Sean? How you feeling? And you, Meatloaf? Oh, that's good. How about you, MC? How you feeling after day 7?
Feeling A1.
A1? Oh, got Lyron. The plastic bag all the way out in the woods. Oh, wow. Lyron, how you feeling after day 7?
I just want to keep going, man. Fuck, I'm not even tired or anything.
Yeah, I feel you.
What about you, my bro?
Day 7, feeling pretty good. We made a pretty relaxing day. We could have went further though. Just on the river here. Oh yeah, beautiful view. Had a chill day paddling. Got another day tomorrow. And it's about to be late. We'll get home by tomorrow. And get back to the comforts of our home.
Well, that's the meaning of taking them out, showing them what a really man can do. And when we were portaging there, the first, second, or third rapids there, they were all anxious and even getting mad. I want to go, I want to go. It's not that easy as it seems so easy. You know, you need to take practice on anything. And this is one thing that I'm not going to allow to go and risk your life, I said. And if you do, I said, you know, I'll be sad or I'll be disappointed because I'm supposed to be helping you to understand that this trip is not about easy going. You're going to be struggling, you're going to be getting wet, you're going to be bruises here, and I said it's not an overnight thing to be doing something like this. So it's an opportunity for you to learn as much as you can, because 3 days is not enough. Our ancestors, our grandfathers have been through this their lifestyle. So I'm sure there were one night or 2 nights or many nights they had a sleepless night because it's too cold or it's too wet or hungry.
Or too buggy.
Yeah, and they didn't have all that stuff that we have today. Today you can go back to the tent and get mosquito repellent. Back there they didn't have any, you know. But today you have everything, I said. You have tent, you got food, I said. You get free rides, you know, relax. The Loche will be there, you know. And some of them, well, I want to go home. I said, what's your rush? 2 days from now, I said, it's all over, you know? And then you're going to be back to doing the same thing. And one of them said, oh, yeah, you know, gives me an idea what I should be doing with my life.
Go to nature to be soothed and healed and to have your senses put in tune.
I feel like I can do anything I want. I feel like I can stand on top of the world if I really put my mind to it. All it takes is some effort and some willpower and consistency just to keep going, just keep doing what you're doing. There's going to be bumps along the road, but it doesn't mean you're not going to get there.
I took an environmental science class, and then I started paying attention to all of it. And then I found it interesting, you know what I mean? Now that I really put my mind to it, that's what I want to do. Like, I really want to do it, so I'm pretty sure I can, and I will.
Opportunities like this, I take it. I take every opportunity they throw at me. I'm taking it, because life's too short.
The Loche is home for me. I'll miss that place whenever I leave.
You put your mind to it, you could do anything you want.
Yeah, we just take care of each other. No one's left behind.
These are the words Ronnie spoke in their native Dene language that night around the healing circle. I am happy to be traveling with you young people. Nowadays, teaching young people can be a difficult task. If you have it in your mind that this job of survival in the bush is tough, then it will be. Ever since I was a young lad, I used to travel with my dad. I was lucky my dad was alive to teach me. Now this traveling in the bush, how to light a fire, preparing food, walking around, canoeing on the rapids, portaging, is not an easy task. My dad used to tell me, "You will remember this experience in the future." But as a child, I never gave it a second thought. My dad taught kids from the Dene High School and the Reserve School. He traveled long distances with the students. My dad used to say, if we talk to the kids and hand down some of our knowledge, they will make good use of it in the future. I am happy that Virginia invited me to talk with you young people and to teach you some of this knowledge. We still have not reached our destination, but if we all help each other, we will get there. If there is something you don't understand, you can ask us elders. But if you don't let us know, we won't know if you're sick or not. People in the past have done this. They have survived in the bush. Our grandfathers all grew up on this land, and they survived.
Do you feel that the Dene of Loche connecting to their roots is at least one way of becoming strong again after the tragedy?
It's like a getaway, I guess you could say, right? Like, you're running off away from the problems from now, and this is clearing your head, but at the same time, it's making it stronger. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You glad you're here?
I'm really glad I'm here.
I'm glad you're here too, man. Yeah, this was good. That's it, man. That's all I want to ask.
To my soul, teach me my role, help me to know what I'm here for. Oh, Father, Son, fill me with life, peace in my mind, warmth in my soul and my body. your ground. My head is your sky. We need to know you are living